She shouldn't have been there, not at that hour, not with that dried blood in her mouth, and not begging for silence with her eyes before even asking for help. But what she said next caused the engine to cool down even before he turned off the ignition. Because what had happened on that stretch of road wasn't an accident, it was hunting, and she was still being tracked. Highway 63 was dead at that hour. No cars, no sound, except the wind cutting through the pine trees. Edge Rider slowed down when its headlights caught something too small to be an animal, too small to be there alone. She was standing on the side of the road, barefoot, dress torn at the knee, hair plastered to her face with sweat or tears, perhaps both, no more than 7 years old. He braked 10 meters away. He slowly took off his helmet. The girl didn't run. She just stood there, looking as if she had already decided there was nowhere to go. "Are you hurt?" She shook her head, but her lips trembled. Edge got off the motorcycle, gloves still on his hands, heavy boots against the cracked asphalt. He knew that a frightened child doesn't approach a stranger, but she took 2 steps forward. "He'll be back," she whispered. A voice from the fine era, broken, like trampled glass. "Who?" She pointed behind her. At nothing, at the darkness beyond the bend, the man in the white van. Edge felt his stomach churn. White van, child alone, empty road. He knew this scenario. He knew how it ended. "What did he do to you?" "Nothing yet," she replied, and the word yet weighed like lead. "I jumped when he stopped to pee. Dried blood in the mouth, scratches on the arms, raw flesh on the feet. She had run, a lot." "Is there anyone else?" Edge asked, already knowing the answer. The girl swallowed hard. "My sister." And at that moment Edge Rider understood that he wasn't going to continue his journey. Not that night, maybe never again in the same way. Because sometimes the road chooses you, and sometimes it gives you something you can't give back. He turned on the handlebar radio. "This is Edge. Is anyone listening?" Static. Then a deep voice. "Hawk, I'm 20 miles away. What happened? I need you, now, and bring Scar. Bring whoever you can." Silence. Then, "We're going." Edge looked at the girl. "What's your name?" "Lily." "Lily, I need you to tell me something. And it needs to be the truth." She nodded. "Is your sister alive?" Her eyes welled up, but she didn't cry. "I think so. She was breathing when the van left." Edge clenched his fists inside his gloves. "How long has it been?" "About 20 minutes. 20 minutes. He could be miles away, or he could be coming back." And that's when Edge heard it. An engine, far away, but coming in their direction. Lily froze. It's him. If you've ever felt that some stories need to be told, subscribe now and tell me in the comments, where are you watching this from? Because this night isn't over yet. Edge didn't think. He grabbed Lily by the arm, carefully but firmly, and pulled her behind the motorcycle. The Harley was big, but not big enough to hide a whole child. He took off his leather jacket and threw it over her. It doesn't make a sound. It doesn't move, not even if it stops. Lily trembled beneath the heavy leather, but she obeyed. The engine roared to a higher pitch. Headlights appeared around the bend, a white van exactly as she had described. Tinted windows, no license plate on the front. Edge stood beside the motorcycle, arms crossed. Relaxed posture, as if he were just checking the tire. The van slowed down. It passed slowly. The driver looked. Edge looked back, without looking away, without fear. 3 seconds. 4. 5. The van sped off and disappeared into the night. Edge waited until the sound completely disappeared. Then he crouched down and lifted his jacket. Lily was huddled up, eyes closed, breath held. "He's gone," Edge said. She opened her eyes, and for the first time, she really looked at him, not with fear, not with distrust. something he hadn't seen in years. Hope. Are you going to find her? Lily asked. Her voice still trembled, but it was strong now. Edge held her gaze. Those brown eyes. Too deep for a child. I go. Promise? He didn't like making promises. Promises were debts, and debts always accrued interest. But he looked at that girl, at her bruised feet, at her torn dress, at the way she held her own hand as if it were the only solid thing in the world. I promise. And at that moment, something inside him broke, or perhaps it fixed itself. He wasn't sure. Lily sighed. Small, fragile. My real name is Lillian, but only my sister calls me that. What's her name? Rose. Lily and Rose. Flowers. Names too beautiful for what they were going through. How old is she? 5. 5 years. Edge closed his eyes for a second. Just one. When he opened them, the anger was under control. But it was still there. Burning cold. Do you remember anything about the van? Any stickers? Dents? Anything? Lily frowned. She thought, it smelled bad, like cigarettes. And there was a toolbox on the floor. I saw it when he opened the door. Anything else? He called someone on the phone. He said a name. What's the name? Jimmy. Jimmy. Edge recorded it. It wasn't much. But it was something. The sound of motorcycles in the distance. 2 headlights, then 3. Hawk arrived first. Giant, grey beard, scar on his neck. He turned off the engine and looked at Edge. Then at the girl. He asked nothing. He just waited. Scar came right after. Younger. Tattoos on his shaved skull. Eyes that said he'd seen too much. And then Wrench. Older than everyone else. Quiet. Always has been. Edge didn't need to explain much. White van, tinted windows. A 5-year-old girl is still inside. Name, Rose. The guy passed by here less than 5 minutes ago, going south. Hawk looked at Lily. Are you okay, sweetheart? She nodded, but tears began to fall. He took my sister. Hawk crouched down. He was at her level. We're going to bring her back. How? Hawk smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. It was a dangerous smile. Because we don't lose children. Scar was already on his cell phone. There's a gas station camera 15 miles from here. I can access it in 10 minutes. Wrench simply got back on the motorcycle. That's it. Edge looked at Lily. You're going to stay with Hawk. He'll take you to a safe place. No, Lily shouted. I want to go with you. It's not possible, Lily. I know his voice. I can recognize the van. You've done your part, Edge said, firmly but not harshly. Now let us do ours. Lily took a deep breath. Her small hands clenched into fists. Bring her back. I'll bring it. Hawk placed his hand on her shoulder. Come here, little one. I'll give you something to eat and a phone. You'll call us when we find your sister. Lily looked at Edge one last time. And he saw. She saw the child she was, and the survivor she had become. In one night. In 20 minutes of hell. Hawk led Lily to his motorcycle. She climbed onto the back, still looking back. Edge turned to Scar and Wrench. Let's go hunting. The south road was a straight line cutting through the void. Edge sped up, Wrench and Scar alongside. 3 shadows of metal and leather tearing through the night. Edge couldn't get Lily out of his head. The way she'd said, he'll be back. As if she already knew. As if she'd seen this movie before. Children don't talk like that. Not unless they've learned it the hard way. He was familiar with this lesson. She was 13 when she saw her mother dragged out of the house for the last time. Drunk father. Big hands. Even bigger anger. Edge tried to hold the door. He took a punch to the stomach that left him breathless for 5 minutes. When she managed to get up, her mother was no longer there. He was never there again. He searched. For years. He asked. He begged. He shouted. Nobody knew, or nobody wanted to know. At 15, he borrowed his neighbor's motorcycle and never returned. The road became home, the club became family, and anger became fuel. Every time he saw a frightened child, he saw himself, small, powerless, alone. But now he was no longer small, and Rose still had a chance. The radio crackled. Edge. It was Scar. I got the recording from the gas station. A white van passed by at 2:17 a.m. No license plate, but you can see the driver. He sends. Seconds later, the image arrived on Edge's cell phone. He slowed down, pulled over to the side of the road and opened the photo. A man, in his early 40s, dirty cap, sparse beard, sunken eyes, and in the back seat, blurry but visible, a small silhouette. Rose. Edge felt his chest tighten. She's alive, he said on the radio. For now, Scar replied. There's more. I recognize the guy. Name, Dale Finch. Extensive record. Abuse, kidnapping. Served 6 years. Got out 3 months ago. Edge clenched his teeth. Address? Last recorded, trailer park in Ashwood. 40 miles south. So that's where he's going. Wrench, who hadn't said anything until then, accelerated and moved ahead, taking the lead. Edge followed him. 40 miles. At high speed, 20 minutes. Rose had 20 minutes, maybe less. The road became narrower. Wire fences, abandoned houses, rusty for sale signs. Ashwood wasn't a city. It was a city wasteland, the kind of place where people nobody's looking for disappear. The trailer park was exactly as Edge had imagined. Old trailers, cars, without wheels. A dog barking in the dark. And in the background, leaning against a dead tree, the white van. Edge signaled. The three of them turned off their engines 100 meters away. Total silence. They went down. Without haste, without noise. Wrench pulled a wrench from inside his jacket. Scar, a tactical flashlight. Edge, nothing. Just his fists. They approached each other. The van was empty. Back door ajar. Toolbox on the floor. Fresh blood on the metal. Not much, but enough. Edge glanced at the nearest trailer. Light on. Curtain closed. Scar pointed to the side window. Movement. Edge took a deep breath, and then he listened. A muffled cry. Weak, as a child. Edge moved before he could think. 3 steps to the trailer door. Wrench beside him. Scar covering the side. The door was locked, but not for long. Edge kicked. The rotten wood gave way. The door exploded open, and he saw Dale Finch, standing, shirt stained with sweat, hands trembling, and Rose, sitting on the floor, hands bound with duct tape, mouth too, eyes wide open, tears streaming down her face. Dale turned around. He saw Edge. He saw Wrench. He saw Scar coming in through the window. He didn't run. Instead, he pulled a knife from his waist, huge, dirty, and he placed it on Rose's throat. "Get out of here!" he shouted. His voice was high-pitched and desperate. Edge stopped. He slowly raised his hands. "Calm down. I said get out. It's okay. It's okay." Edge kept his voice low, controlled. "No. One needs to get hurt. She's mine. I paid for her." Silence. Edge felt his bile rising. "Did you pay?" he repeated, still calm. "That's right. 300. Clean money. She's mine now." Scar moved. Edge motioned for him to stop. "Who sold it?" Dale hesitated. The knife was still pressing against Rose's thin skin. "It doesn't matter." "Yes, it's interesting," Edge said. "Because I'm going after whoever sold it too." Dale gave a crooked smile. "Rotten teeth. Good luck. You won't find it. I always think so." Dale grew nervous. He looked out the window, then at the door, then at Rose. "If you don't leave, I'll cut it. I swear I'll cut it." Edge stepped forward. "It won't work." "I cut it off." "No, because if you hurt her, you die." Here, now, and it will hurt. Dale swallowed hard. The knife trembled. You're bluffing. Edge tilted his head, empty eyes. Try to find out. Seconds dragged on. Dale was sweating, breathing fast. And then he made the mistake. He looked out the window for half a second. That was enough. Wrench moved, fast. Surprisingly fast for his size. He grabbed Dale's wrist. He twisted it. The knife fell. Dale shouted. Edge crossed the trailer in 2 steps. He grabbed Dale by the neck. He lifted him off the ground. He threw him against the wall. The entire trailer shook. Dale fell. He tried to crawl. Edge stepped on his hand. Hard. Bones cracked. Dale howled. Please, please, I wasn't going to hurt her. That's a lie. Edge bent down. He picked up the knife. From the floor. He looked at it, then at Dale. Do you know how many children have already died from knives like that? Dale cried. I didn't know. I swear, I just wanted... What did you want? Silence. Edge pressed the tip of the knife against Dale's chest. Not hard, just enough for him to feel it. I asked, what did you want? Company. Just company. Edge closed his eyes. He breathed. It opened. Wrench, get the girl out of here. Wrench crouched down beside Rose. He carefully cut the ribbon. He removed the one from her mouth last. Rose choked. She took a deep breath. She began to cry loudly. Wrench picked her up, gently, as if she were made of glass. You're safe now, little one. Everything's all right. Rose buried her face in his shoulder, still crying. Wrench took her outside. Scar stood in the doorway, watching. Edge was left alone with Dale. Are you going to kill me? Dale asked. His voice broke. Edge did not respond immediately. He just looked. For the pathetic man on the ground. For the knife. For the filthy trailer. For the rotten life it represented. No, Edge said finally, but you'll wish I had. He threw the knife away. He picked up his cell phone. He made a call. Police? I have a kidnapper here. Address, Ashwood Trailer Park, Unit 7. He's not leaving. You can proceed slowly. He hung up. He looked at Dale. They're going to catch you. They're going to judge you. And they're going to throw you back in jail. And in there, they'll know what you did. And do you know what happens to people like you in there? Dale turned pale. Exactly, Edge said. You're going to live, but you're not going to like it. He left. The night was still dark, but the white van now seemed smaller. Wrench was sitting on the motorcycle with Rose in his lap. She had stopped crying. She just stared, lost. Lily, Rose whispered. She's fine, Edge said. We'll take you to her now. Rose nodded. Small, fragile, but long-lived. The return trip was slower. Rose fell, asleep along the way, wrapped in Wrench's jacket. Edge led the way. Scar and Wrench followed behind. Nobody spoke. But there was something not there. Something heavy. Because everyone knew. This wasn't over. Dale had said, I paid for her. $300. Someone had sold Rose. If someone sold Rose, they sold others. Edge glanced in the rearview mirror. He saw Wrench holding the girl carefully. He saw Scar tense looking around. They were good at it. Saving. Protecting. But what happens next? Edge had never thought about what came after. It was always, find it, save it, hand it over to the police or the family. Move on. But Lily and Rose had no family. Not a decent one. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on the road. Alone. At night. What happened to children like that? System, shelter, foster home. And if they were lucky, maybe a real family. What if they didn't have them? Edge knew the statistics. He knew the stories. Abuse, neglect, escape. The cycle continued. He gripped the handlebars tightly. Sometimes saving wasn't enough. They arrived at their meeting point, an old diner on the outskirts of town. Hawk was there. And Lily. As soon as Rose got off the motorcycle, Lily ran. "Rose!" The two hugged each other, tightly, as if the whole world were about to collapse, and they were the only solid thing left in each other. Rose cried. Lily cried too. Hawk watched from afar, arms crossed, eyes brimming with tears. Edge approached. "Police." "On our way," Hawk said. "But it's going to take a while. They questioned everything. They wanted to know who we were, what we were doing. And you said, 'We were just passing by. We saw a child in the road, and we did the right thing.'" Edge nodded. "Is a social worker coming too?" "Yes." Edge looked at the girls, still hugging, still crying. "And then what?" Hawk sighed. "System, I think. They couldn't find family. Mother dead, father unknown. They were living with their aunt. But the aunt, well, she was the one who sold them." Edge felt his blood run cold. "Did your aunt sell them?" Hawk nodded in agreement. Dale wasn't the first. He was just the only one they managed to escape. Edge turned around. He walked to the edge of the parking lot. He took a deep breath. Scar approached. "Are you okay?" "No." "Me neither." Silence. "We can't let them go into the system," Edge said. "Edge, no, we can't. You know what happens there." "And what do you want to do? Adopt?" Edge looked at him. "What if I want to?" Scar blinked. "Are you serious?" "Completely." "Edge, you live on the road. You don't have a fixed home. I own the club. A club is not a family." "Yes, it is," Edge said firmly. "It's the only real family I've ever had." Scar remained silent. Then he smiled. "Sadly, you know it's not going to be easy. Nothing that matters." Wrench joined them. "I heard, and I support it." Scar sighed. "You guys are crazy." "We always have been," Wrench said. Edge looked at the girls again. Lily had raised her head. She was looking at him, as if he knew, as if he were waiting. And Edge made the decision, the most difficult and the most certain. He was going to fight, not just for that night, but for all the nights that followed. The social worker arrived 40 minutes later. Tired woman, sunken eyes, briefcase under her arm. Name, Margaret Hale. She looked at the girls, then at the bikers, then at the girls again. "Are they hurt?" "Rose is here. She needs to go to the hospital," Hawk said. Margaret nodded. She wrote something down. "And you are?" "No one official," Edge said. "Just people who were in the right place." Margaret stared at him. People who are in the right place usually don't arrive in groups, on motorcycles, in the middle of the night. "We're a club," Scar explained, "but not the kind you're thinking of." "And what kind am I thinking?" "The wrong type." Margaret sighed. "Look, I don't have time for this. I need to take the girls. Medical checkup, then temporary shelter. We'll see what happens after that." "And your aunt?" Edge asked. Margaret stopped. "Which aunt?" "The one who sold them." Her face hardened. "Do you have proof?" "The guy we caught said he paid 300. He said he wasn't the first." Margaret closed her eyes. She took a deep breath. "God, are you going to investigate?" "Yes, but it will take time." "How long?" "Weeks, maybe months." "And in the meantime?" "Meanwhile, they remain in state custody." Edge looked at Lily. She had been listening to everything. Her eyes were wide. "No," Lily said, quietly. Margaret turned around. "Honey, I know that." "No," Lily repeated louder. "I'm not going. We're not going." "Lily, it's temporary. Only until..." "Until what? Until you put us with another aunt? With another stranger?" Margaret tried to approach. Lily recoiled. Rose clung to her. "We're not going. We're not going to separate. No one will separate you two. You don't know that." Silence. Lily was trembling. Rose was crying. Edge crouched down. "Lily, look at me." She looked. Her eyes were filled with anger and terror. I won't let anything bad happen to you. I promised, remember? You promised you'd bring my sister, and you did. But now you're leaving, and we'll be alone again. The words hit Edge like a punch. Because she was right. He always left. It's always been easier this way. But this time, he looked at Margaret. I want to stay with them. Margaret frowned. Like this? Temporary custody, or permanent custody, whatever is necessary. Margaret gave a short laugh, no humor in it. Sir, excuse me, what is your name? Edge Ryder. Mr. Ryder, do you have a fixed address? No. Formal employment? No. Clean criminal record? Edge hesitated. No. Margaret shook her head. Then you can't keep them. Why? Because the system doesn't work that way. The system isn't working, Edge corrected. Margaret blushed. I understand your frustration, but there are rules. Rules that allowed these girls to be sold. That's not fair. Fair? Edge stood up. You want to talk about fair? They were sold for $300, like cattle, and you want to take them back to the same system that failed? I don't make the rules, I just obey. I know, but obeying doesn't save anyone. Margaret took a deep breath. She tried to compose herself. Mr. Ryder, I know you're trying to help, but this isn't about you. It's about what's best for the girls. Then ask them. They are children, so they have no voice. Margaret was speechless. Edge looked at Lily. What do you want? Lily looked at Margaret, then at Edge. I want to stay with you. Rose nodded, hugging her sister. Me too. Margaret closed her eyes. That's not how it works. Then change how it works, Edge said. I can't. You can. You just don't want to. Margaret looked at him, at the girls, at Hawk, Scar, Wrench, all standing there waiting. She sighed. You're putting me in an impossible position. Welcome to our world, Wrench said. Margaret stood still, thinking. Finally, she picked up the phone. I'm going to call my supervisor. And at that moment, Edge knew. This was going to be a war. While Margaret was on the phone outside, Hawk pulled Edge aside. Are you sure about that? I have. Edge, it's not just about grabbing two kids and riding off on a motorcycle. You're going to have to change everything. I know. You'll have to find a house, a job, a place to stay. I know. Hawk crossed his arms. And you're willing to do that? Edge looked at Lily and Rose, sitting on the diner bench, eating pancakes that Wrench had ordered for them. Rose laughed at something Wrench said. For the first time that night, she seemed like a real child. Yes, Edge replied. I am. Hawk shook his head, but he smiled. Then the club will help you. Hawk, you don't need to. Don't interrupt. Hawk placed his hand on his shoulder. We're family, and family doesn't abandon family. Scar approached. I have a friend who works in real estate. I can find something small, low rent. 3 bedrooms. I know someone who's hiring, Wrench said. Auto repair shop, they'll like you. And I'll talk to my lawyer, Hawk added. He's good. He's helped with other difficult cases. Edge felt a tightening in his chest. It wasn't fear. It was gratitude. Thanks. No need to thank me, just don't ruin it. Edge smiled. I am going to try. Margaret returned. Her face was closed off. My supervisor said this is irregular, but... She sighed. He agrees that the temporary system isn't ideal for cases like this. Edge waited. If you can prove permanent residence, stable employment, and pass a background check, we can consider emergency temporary custody for 90 days. 90 days, Edge repeated. After that, a complete reassessment. How much time do I have? 2 weeks. Edge looked at Hawk. Hawk nodded. We can do it. Margaret took a form from the folder. I'll need some information. Full name, date of birth, current address, I don't have a current address. Margaret sighed. Then, you'll need to find one. Quickly. Scar was already on the phone. Leave it to me. Margaret continued filling out the form. Meanwhile, Lily approached. Can we stay? Edge crouched down. For now, yes, but I'll have to sort a few things out first. Like what? Home, work, paperwork. Are you going to succeed? Edge held her hand. I go. Rose appeared behind Lily. Shyly. Are you going to be our father? The question caught Edge by surprise. He had never thought of himself as a father. He never wanted to. He never thought he would be good at it. But looking at Rose into those hopeful eyes, I don't know, he answered honestly. But I'll try to be. Rose smiled, small, fragile. But it's real. All good. Margaret finished the form. For now, they'll need to stay in a shelter. Only until you resolve the housing situation. Lily gripped Edge's hand tightly. No. Lily, it's only for a few days. No. Margaret looked at Edge, pleading for help. Edge took a deep breath. Lily, listen. I'll do everything I can, but I need time. And you need to trust me. I trust you. But what if you can't? What if I'll manage it? I promise. You promised before, and it worked. But what if it doesn't work this time? Edge cupped her face in his hands. So I fight, until I give up. Lily looked into his eyes, searching for a lie, searching for doubt. He didn't find it. She nodded, slowly. Yes. Margaret picked up the bag. I'll take you now, but Mr. Ryder can visit tomorrow. Promise? Rose asked. I promise, Edge said. And as Margaret led the girls to the car, Edge felt the weight of it all fall upon him. He had promised, and now he had to comply. The cost didn't matter. 2 weeks, 14 days to turn your life upside down. Edge got the apartment on the 3rd day. Small, 3 bedrooms, modest neighborhood. It wasn't much, but it was something. Scar helped him furnish the place, beds, table, second-hand sofa, plates, glasses, children's things. Wrench got the job. Mechanic shop. The owner was an old acquaintance of the club. He paid decently, fixed hours. Hawk took care of the paperwork, lawyer, forms, background check. And Edge visited the girls every day. She brought ice cream, books, paper and colored pencils. Lily drew, always the same thing, a motorcycle, 2 girls and a big man beside them. Rose didn't draw. She just stood nearby, quiet. On the 10th day, Margaret called. Mr. Ryder, I need to speak with you. Any problems? Silence on the other end. In person, today. Edge felt his stomach sink. He left. Margaret was in the office. Her face was closed off. Sit down. Edge sat down. What happened? Margaret picked up a folder. The girl's aunt filed for custody. Edge froze. What? She claimed she was misunderstood, that she never sold the girls, that they ran away on their own. That's a lie. I know. But she has a legal right. She's a blood relative. She sold them. Dale confessed. Dale recanted. He said he lied, that he was nervous, that he made up the story about his aunt to divert attention. Edge stood up. Someone paid him. They paid him to change the story, probably, but without proof. Then gather evidence. We're trying. But the system is slow, Mr. Ryder, and my aunt has a lawyer. A good lawyer. Edge walked to the window. He breathed. How much time do I have? The hearing is tomorrow. Tomorrow? She sped up the process. She claimed it was urgent. She said the girls are suffering being away from her. Edge punched the wall. Margaret wasn't scared. I know this is unfair. Unfair. That's murder. You're returning them to the woman who sold them. I have no choice. Yes, you do. You fight. I'm fighting, Margaret shouted. Then she took a breath, quietly. But it won't be enough. Not without proof. Edge turned around. Then I'll find proof. In one day, if that's what you need. Margaret looked at him, tired. Mr. Ryder, I understand your desire to help, but you can't take justice into your own hands. It will only make things worse. Worse for whom? For you, for me, and especially for them. Edge stopped. Because she was right. If he did something stupid, he would lose any chance of being with the girls. But if I did nothing, I would lose too. He looked at Margaret. Give me a name. What? The aunt's name, and her lawyer's name. Margaret hesitated. I can't. It can, and it will. She sighed. She picked up a piece of paper. She wrote, Don't do anything stupid. Edge took the paper. He left. Levy, aunt's name. Brenda Collis. Lawyer, Thomas Greer. He knew that name. Greer. One of the dirtiest lawyers in the region. He defended drug dealers, pimps, people who paid well. If he was involved, it was because there was money involved. A lot of money. Edge called Hawk. I need help. He speaks. Brenda Collis and Thomas Greer. I want everything about them. Today. It will take a while. I don't have time, Hawk. The hearing is tomorrow. Silence. Understood. We'll get moving. Edge turned it off. And for the first time in 2 weeks he felt fear. Fear of losing. The ratings were worse than Edge had anticipated. Brenda arrived in high heels, perfect makeup, expensive clothes, rehearsed tears. My girls, she cried into the microphone. I just want my girls back. The judge listened, impassively. Greer, the lawyer, presented documents, certificates, witnesses, people who swore that Brenda was a good aunt, that she took good care of them. It's all a lie, but a well-told lie. Edge was on the other side. With Hawk's lawyer, a thin man named Stevens. Good, but not good enough. Your Excellency, Stevens said, there is strong evidence that Mrs. Collis endangered the minors. The initial testimony of Mr. Dale Finch, which was depicted, Greer interrupted. Under pressure, Stevens retorted. Proof? Stevens hesitated. We are investigating. The judge sighed. Mr. Stevens, I can't make decisions based on evidence and investigations. I need facts. The fact is that the girls were found in a situation of extreme danger. Because they ran away, Greer said calmly. Children run away. That doesn't prove negligence on the aunt's part. They were kidnapped. By a stranger, not by my aunt. Stevens clenched his teeth. Your Excellency, I request more time, 1 week, to gather evidence. Denied, the judge said. The girls need stability, and Mrs. Collis is the closest relative. Edge stood up. She sold them. The judge looked at him. Sir, Edge Ryder. Mr. Ryder, you have no right to speak in this hearing, so I'll ask. The judge looked at Stevens. Stevens nodded. House. Edge walked to the front. I've known these girls for 2 weeks, and in those 2 weeks I've learned more about them than this woman has in years. That's emotional speculation, Greer said. That's true, Edge retorted. Lily likes to draw. Rose is afraid of the dark. They don't eat carrots. Lily protects her sister with her own life, and Rose smiles when someone reads to her before bed. The judge remained silent. And the aunt? Edge continued. Does the aunt know about this? Does she know anything about them besides their last name? Brenda wiped away her tears. I know they are my nieces, and that I love them. That's a lie, Edge said. Mr. Ryder, the judge warned. If she loved them, she wouldn't have let them go hungry. She wouldn't have let them sleep on the floor. She wouldn't have sold them for $300. That's a lie, Brenda shouted. Prove. I don't need to prove anything. They're mine. And there it was. The truth, not I love them. They are mine. The judge noticed. Edge saw it in his eyes, but it wasn't enough. Mr. Ryder, I understand your concern, but without concrete evidence of abuse or neglect, I cannot deny custody to a blood relative. Edge felt the ground disappear beneath her. Your Excellency. Decision made. The girls are returned to Ms. Collis's custody, effective immediately. Silence. Edge looked at Brenda. She smiled, small, victorious. And he knew he had lost. Outside, Hawk waited. And there, Edge did not respond. He just got on the motorcycle, and it accelerated. No destination, only far away. Because for the first time in a long time, Edge Rider didn't know what to do. He had promised, and it had failed. Edge drove for hours, non-stop, without thinking, just feeling the wind, the asphalt, the emptiness. He stopped at an old bar. He ordered whiskey. He drank it. It didn't help. Nothing helped. He had failed. He hadn't saved anyone. I had only tried, and trying wasn't enough. The phone rang. He ignored it. It rang again. Again. He answered. What? Edge. It was Stevens. His voice was tense. You need to come. Now. Why bother? It's over. Not yet. Lily called. Edge froze. Like this? She picked up the phone at the shelter. She called Margaret. She said Brenda took them, but not home. Where to? We don't know. But Lily left her phone on. We're tracking it. Edge was already standing. Send the location. Edge, wait for the police. Send the location. 2 seconds later, the cell phone vibrated, a red dot on the map. Warehouse, industrial zone, 15 miles north. Edge ran to the motorcycle. He called Hawk. I need you now. I'll send you the location. Go to people. Edge accelerated. The world has become a blur. 15 miles, 10 minutes. The warehouse was dark. Brenda's car was parked outside. And 2 more cars. Unknown persons. Edge descended. Silently, he heard voices inside. He entered. Through the side, it saw Brenda, 2 men, and the girls, Lily and Rose, sitting on the floor, hands tied. Again, Brenda was negotiating. 500 each, one of the men said. 800, Brenda retorted. They are too small. They're new, docile. They're worth more. Edge felt his blood boil. He took a step. The floor creaked. The men turned around. Brenda, too. Lily. Her eyes met his, and Edge saw hope, fear, relief, all at the same time. You, Brenda said, cold voice. You, one of... The men pulled out a gun. Get out of here. Edge didn't move. No, I shoot. Shoot. The man hesitated. Edge took another step. You have 2 seconds to drop them. After that, I'll break you. Brenda laughed. Which army are you in? The noise of motorcycles outside. Lots of. Hawk, Scar, Wrench, and 10 more. The entire club. Brenda turned pale. The men dropped their weapons. We don't want any trouble, one of them said. Too late, Hawk replied, going inside. Scar cut the girls' ropes. Lily ran. To Edge. Rose did too. He hugged them, tightly. I'm sorry, he whispered. I'm sorry I took so long. You came, Lily said, crying. You came. I'll always come. Brenda tried to run. Wrench blocked the exit. The police are coming, Edge said, and this time you won't get away with it. Brenda spat. They're mine. I can do whatever I want with them. Edge approached. No, they were never yours. And they never will be. Sirens in the distance, closer and closer. The police arrived. They arrested. Brenda. They arrested the men. Margaret arrived soon after. He looked at Edge, at the girls. Are they doing well? Now so? Margaret sighed. I'll need to take them back to the shelter. No, Edge said. Edge, I have a house. I have a job. I have everything you asked for. It hasn't been approved yet. Then approve it. Margaret looked at him, tired, but smiling. I'll see what I can do. And this time, Edge believed, because for the first time, he had fought and defeated. The approval came 3 days later. Temporary custody, 90 days, then reassessment. Edge didn't call. 90 days were enough to prove it, and he was going to prove it. The house was full. Lily in the front room, Rose in the middle room, Edge in the back room. He woke up early. He made breakfast. He took them to school. I worked all day in the workshop. I would pick them up in the late afternoon. They ate dinner together. They watched TV. Liam before bed. Routine. Simple. But it's real. On the 20th day, Lily asked, "Are you leaving?" Edge was washing dishes. "No." "Why?" "Because everyone's going." He dried his hands. He sat down next to her. "I am not everyone." "How do I know?" Edge thought. "You don't know. Not yet. But you will. In time." "What if I don't have time?" "It will happen, I promise." Lily looked at him. "You promise too much." "And I keep my word," Edge said. "Always." Rose appeared, holding a drawing. "I did this for you." Edge caught it. It was him, on the motorcycle, with Lily and Rose beside him. And, below, written in crooked handwriting, "Family." Edge felt his eyes burning. "It's beautiful." "Did you really like it?" Rose asked. "I liked it. I'll keep it forever." Rose smiled, and at that moment, Edge understood. It wasn't about being perfect. It was about being present. The 90 days passed quickly. The reassessment came. Margaret visited. She checked the house. She talked to the girls. Separated. No Edge nearby. He got nervous, but he trusted. A week later, Margaret called. "Mr. Ryder, I have news." His heart raced. He speaks. Custody approved. Permanent. Edge almost dropped his phone. "Serious? Seriously, the girls want to stay, and you've proven you can take care of them. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you so much." He hung up. She looked at Lily and Rose, who were waiting anxiously. "Are we staying?" "We'll stay." Lily screamed. Rose jumped. They hugged him. And Edge felt something he had never felt before. Peace. 6 months later. Edge was in the backyard, fixing the fence. Lily was playing in the grass. Rose was drawing on the balcony. Hawk rode by on his motorcycle. He stopped. "Hey there, family man." Edge smiled. "Hey man, how's it going?" "Difficult, but good." Hawk nodded. "You've changed, for the better?" "I think so." Rose ran towards them. "Hawk, look what I drew. It was a motorcycle, but this time with 4 people on it." "Who is that?" Hawk asked, pointing to the room. "You," Rose said, smiling. Hawk looked at Edge. Edge smiled. "She considers you family." "Serious? Serious." Hawk remained quiet, then he smiled as well. "So that's who I am." Life went on. Not perfect. Lily still had nightmares. Rose was still afraid of the dark. Edge still struggled with patience, but they fought together, and that made a difference. One night Lily asked, "Do you regret it?" "Of what?" "Because it stopped." Edge looked at her. "Never." "Same?" "Exactly. I found you guys. And you found me too." Lily smiled. "You saved us." Edge shook his head. "No, you saved me, and it was true. Because sometimes saving someone is also saving yourself." The road still called. But now, Edge had somewhere to return to. I had a house. He had a family. It had a purpose. And every night before going to sleep, he would look at the drawing on the refrigerator, the motorcycle, the girls, him, and the word below, family. And I knew it, that he had made the right decision, even when it seemed impossible, even when it seemed lost. He had fought and defeated, not with violence, but with love. And in the end, that's what mattered. If this story touched you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me, do you believe that second chances are real? Because this story is about that. About men who made mistakes, children who suffered, and a family that was born in the midst of chaos. The next video is already waiting for you. Don't miss it.